Mandy Rose might be the longest reigning NXT champion of all time, but it doesn't look like any long title reigns is in her immediate future. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling, and Mandy Rose has pretty much said she is done with wrestling. So she was on this radio show, I-95 Rock. She discussed her departure, she discussed what she's been up to, how busy she's been, and what the future holds for her. And unfortunately, the future for Mandy Rose isn't coming back to wrestling. It's not putting the boots back on and getting in the ring. She intends to actually start to have a family. And again, this is the problem. Mandy Rose, 33 next month. This was always going to happen. This was always going to be the case. And I mean, it's nobody's fault here. The blame is on WWE for not putting Mandy Rose on the main roster soon enough. And we just see it time and time again, where the wait's so long, they start to push women when they're in their 30s. And then the women are like, you know what, screw this. I don't want to fake wrestle anymore. I want to go and have a child. I want to go and have a family. And it's nobody's fault but WWE. When are they going to fucking learn, guys? Look at back in the day. I keep mentioning it. All the women that were truly over were in their early 20s, mid 20s, and that's never changed. But for some reason now, WWE want to push women into their late 30s and 40s. But that's not. Most women want to have marriage. Most women want to have children. Most women want to have families. Now, not all women. You might have Natalia. She might not want to quit wrestling. She might want to be there forever. She might want to wrestle till she's 66, but we don't want her. That's the problem with Natalia. We don't want her big, boring, plastic bitch face wrestling. So, it's what Natalia wants is irrelevant. It's, it's what the actual women are that draw. Anyway, I'll talk more about that in a minute. Let's go through what Mandy Rose had to say on this radio show. So she said, and I quote, "I'm on a little bit of a different path right now. I'm in a little transitional phase. I'm no longer with the WWE. Not to say that I won't wrestle in the future. I'm not really sure, but I'm taking a break right now and I'm focusing on my skincare line, my other brands, Damn Andy's Donuts, helping out my dad's deli. I have some plans in the work that I want to help out with them and do some things. My dad is pretty old school, so I want to revamp a little bit. I have some ideas. I'm really busy on my exclusive fan site, Fan Time. I get really engaged with my fans. It's been awesome. I can't complain. It's been great." End of quote. I mean, she said her dad's pretty old school. How old school can he really be if he's okay with her online fucking selling pictures of her tits? But anyway, that's up to him, I guess. That's her problem. That's her dad. I mean, they can work that out. But she's basically saying she's got no free time. She's got her own businesses. She's got this donuts company, this skin line care company. Then she does her own social media exclusive content, exclusive content, aka you may as well just call it fucking OnlyFans or whatever. It's the same site, different name. I mean, that's all that it literally is. But she says she's super busy and she's happy with her life. And then she went on to speak about a potential return to wrestling. And she gave the classic never say never line. But I feel like everybody says that because who is going to outright, decline a possible future payday? No one ever says, I'll never wrestle again. Everybody says never say never. But most of the times it does result in it being a never. But this is what Mandy Rose had to say. Quote, "It's hard to say right now because I am enjoying my time being home and being able to come to New York and be with my family and hang out with my dad's deli and just have the time because our schedules are crazy in wrestling. I'm not going to say it's in my past and I'll never go back to it, but I will say right now, I'm really enjoying my time and doing a lot of other things. Eventually, I want to start a family one day, and it's a little hard in the wrestling world. You can still do it, and I don't know what the future brings, and I don't want to say I'll never go back because it's an amazing sport and I love it. And the last year and a half really brought out my character and put a lot of quite a date on my name, which I'm very grateful for. But at this stage, I'm no longer invested in wrestling." End of quote. So, I mean, there you go. She's saying that never say never, but at the moment she isn't interested in going back. She doesn't want to go back and she's too busy doing other things and she wants to have a family. So, like I said, next month, 33. Let's say she gets pregnant in the near future. You have 9 months to take a baby, then you're looking at maybe a year at least to look after the baby and care for the baby until you go back. So you're talking nearly 2 years from whenever you have the child. That would take her up to 35. Mandy Rose, I'm not saying she's bad in the ring, but she is mostly popular because of her looks, and when you get into your 30s as a woman, your looks begin to fade. It is a fucking fact. Mandy Rose will not be hotter in 2 years than she is right now. That's just the sad fact of the truth. So again, WWE have completely botched here by just not pushing women earlier and realising that women and men are different. When women get into their 30s, they begin to want to have kids, they want to have family, they want to settle down, they don't want to work as many hours, and they certainly don't want to do the tragic fucking schedule that is wrestling, that is WWE. So they need to realise that, and they can't just keep pretending that women and men are equal in wrestling. It's not the case. Women do not want to do what men want to do when they get to like 35 or 40. It's totally different. And you wonder why they don't push women younger. You wonder why they wait so long. And it could just be because they don't want to move the current women from the top spot. We've seen that they've got this issue where like the 4 horsewomen and like maybe Ronda Rousey, they just do not want to push them outside of the main event spots. They're always in the main event spots. And you know what? How much better, how much more refreshing would it have been if like 2 years ago after Stand and Deliver, they called up Mandy Rose and she dropped the NXT belt and she won the main belt on SmackDown. We could have had Mandy Rose come up with Toxic Attraction. We could have had a fresh fucking face with the belt, and we wouldn't have had to have that shitey Charlotte Flair Ronda Rousey feud. But no, let's give us Ronda versus Charlotte again for like the 10th time and leave Mandy Rose on NXT, and then they end up firing Mandy Rose, and then Toxic Attraction just end up breaking up, and it's like that whole feud never even made it past development. That, you know, that whole faction that was talked up and was doing really well, it was important, and it was better than any female faction we've seen on the main roster. It didn't even get a chance to get to the main roster because they kept it on NXT for so long, and then it ends up, you know, just disappearing. So it's a fail on WWE. I mean, Mandy Rose as champion on Raw or SmackDown would have been a lot better than what we've seen the last year. We're sick of seeing Charlotte and Ronda. We're sick of seeing Bianca Belair versus Becky in that mega run. And I don't know why they're afraid to put different women into the main event scenes, because let's be honest, no woman is really ever drawn. No woman has really ever got over, especially the 4 horsewomen. The only woman that really got the heights that none of the others did was Becky Lynch. Apart from her, Bayley never got super over, neither did Banks, neither did Charlotte. It just constantly got pushed down her throat. Becky's the only one that gained any sort of like real popularity, and then they ran with it, and she was the man for like a year and a half or whatever. But yeah, I don't know why they won't just give others a chance in the main event. It's not like the current women are fucking fantastic and are irreplaceable. Not at all. Not at all. So here we go, guys. Mandy Rose pretty much done with wrestling. And who knows, the same thing will happen. You look at all the women in NXT, they'll probably wait like 10 years before they call up Cora Jade and before they call up like Roxanne Perez and all those people. Tiffany Stratton, they'll probably wait to call her up in 10 years, and then these women will be 30 odds and they'll want to retire and have kids. So yeah, WWE guys, failing as always. I'll catch you in the next one though. Till then, leave me your thoughts. Are you going to miss Mandy Rose? Do you want to see Mandy Rose return? Let me know what you think down below, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.